So, do you enjoy things? Most people do. I'm here to tell you that you can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy while also being trans. Wow, I know it sounds obvious, but it's hard to internalize that sometimes. So, this is a video about you can enjoy hobbies while also being trans. Wow. Okay, so here's the deal. When we're trans, it's really easy to make that our life in a way because transition's very time consuming, right? That goes into the research part of it, the actually transitioning part, everything in between, all the stuff we have to learn how to do. It's a lot. However, the key to kind of being happy as a trans person is to remember to have hobbies outside of the fact that you're trans, while also being proud of being trans. There's kind of two extremes. There's either making your whole life about just being trans or making none of your life about being trans. There's a balance, and everyone has their own variations of what feels right for them. Some people go stealth, some people don't. Do what you want to do, you know? I was going to be stealth, but I have a YouTube channel, so I don't think I'm stealth anymore. So, here's the thing. You can enjoy hobbies while also being trans. And you can enjoy hobbies that aren't stereotyped to your gender. Yay. I know, sounds obvious, but hear me out, okay? When we transition, we can feel a bit of a pressure to perform the gender that we're expected to transition into. For example, if we transition to being a girl, we might be more inclined to try feminine hobbies only. Now, granted, now that we have the newfound freedom to actually do those hobbies, we're more inclined to try them, and that makes sense. So I think a big thing is to grab hobbies that interest you and know that you can like feminine hobbies, masculine hobbies, things that aren't as gendered. And that's perfectly fine. Because as you might guess, a lot of cis people do all sorts of things. Look, you can be a trans ballet dancer and you can be a trans weightlifter and everything in between. That goes for trans women, trans men, and our non-binary friends. You can do whatever you want. Break the stereotypes, you know? It's funny, actually, when I started my transition, the stereotype was trans girls didn't play video games because girls didn't play video games. Whereas now there's like a reverse stereotype where trans people play video games. That's the expectation. So, you can like them, you can not. That's up to you. Do what you like doing. I like video games. They're pretty fun. But if you don't, that's chill. But if you do, create a code Princess Lucy. I'm sorry. But you can enjoy all sorts of hobbies that interest you. For example, I like dancing, I like playing guitar, I like video games, I like ice skating. There's all sorts of things, right? And you don't have to feel like you're somehow like less trans for engaging in certain hobbies or different hobbies, you know? You're not like more trans if you do a gender affirming hobby. However, if you do that hobby for the purpose of gender affirmation, that's perfectly fine. Like, if a trans girl wants to go into ballet for the gender affirmation, like, you go girl, you know? Do what you want to do. I do dance, and I tried contemporary, which is a bit similar to ballet, but a bit different, but anyway. I think I tried that style mostly because it was, like, the girly one. But dancing wise, I mostly like hip hop dancing and shuffling. So I had a bit of a rude shock when I realized I didn't like contemporary as much as I thought I did. Like, I still do. I think it's pretty cool. But rolling on the ground really hurts. I'm gonna lie. There's all sorts of hobbies. You can do what you want. And when you do those hobbies, you can dress however you want. Right? Like, provided it's safe, obviously. Like, I know when I started playing guitar, I didn't have an image in my head of like someone wearing a cute outfit and playing the guitar, because usually when there's videos of women playing guitar, they had a very specific look. It was very much either like cool goth girl, punk girl, that kind of thing. But I wanted to dress cute. And I was like, oh, can I still play guitar while dressing cute? Of course I can. I can do what I want. And so can you. You just gotta do what feels right for you. You know? You gotta just do what feels good. Do what works for you. If you want to be a ballet dancer, be a ballet dancer. If you want to be a weightlifter, be a weightlifter. There's also ways to get like a bit strong while maintaining like a soft look, right? So you can still do like hobbies that are a bit muscular, like intensive, muscle intensive. That's not a good description, but I'll run with it. So you can still have the kind of body you want, even if you do certain things. You don't have to look the part of the hobby, because that doesn't really exist. It's just a bit of a stereotype. My legs are pretty muscular, but that's because I do a lot of dancing. But that never stops me from looking feminine or whatever. So I used to be worried about it. Now I'm not. Do what you want to do, you know? It can be easy that pre-transition, when you're doing a hobby, it can feel not as good because you're not being yourself. So you might actually find that when you transition, you might actually cycle back to an old hobby because now it feels good because you're being yourself. I used to do dancing when I was 10. I was in a boys hip hop class. I wasn't very good, in case you're wondering. So it didn't feel right at the time because it was like a very like dude bro environment. But that wasn't me, you know? So when I transitioned and like tried dancing again, it was really fun because I was being, well, myself. And the same might go for a hobby that's really nostalgic for you. You might not have done for a while or something you've kept doing. It's all sorts of things, you know? You can do what feels good for you. Do what feels right. Do what makes you happy. That's the most important thing. Just do what feels right. You know? And things will turn out okay. Okay? So, no matter what you want to do, you can do that as the gender you identify as. Let me make that extremely clear. Trans girls, you can do whatever hobby you want. Trans guys, you can do whatever you want. Non-binary friends, you can do whatever you want, okay? And this applies also to stereotypical hobbies of being trans, such as like, you know, playing D&D or being able to tell people a 5-hour hyperfixation rant about New Vegas or whatever. Like, the stereotypes. And if you fall into those, perfectly fine. Go for it, you know? But you can do what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be what other people want to do. It's perfectly fine. You're trans girls, you're still a trans girl if you don't know how to play Magic the Gathering. I sure don't. Trans guys, you're still a guy. Okay? Don't worry. Alright. Like, you don't have to fall into the stereotype of like, what's a good stereotype example? I don't have one off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is one. And if you fall into that stereotype, that's fine. And if you don't, that's also fine. And, well, it's a bit hard to stereotype non-binary identities because, you know, non-binary is like a very like broad description. So, here's the deal. You have a thing you enjoy or a thing you want to try. I recommend you try it. It can be anything, literally anything. Pick up an instrument, learn a language, try a sport, even if you're stereotyped to not do a sport, you know. Yeah, I know society is a bit of a meanie pants to any trans person that decides to pick up a ball, but just do what feels right for you. That's the point of the video. You can do whatever. If you've ever caught yourself typing, can I still be trans if blank into Google? It's kind of trans, usually. especially if you've done it multiple times in the span of a couple of months. So, be yourself, express yourself how you want to, do what you enjoy. Okay? And I hope whatever those things are, you have a great time. How about we type in the comment stuff that you like doing or hobbies you enjoy, and I'm sure you'll see someone say something that you enjoy too as the video is around longer, to break the stigma that, oh, if only those trans people that did insert hobby, you can just do it, right? Do professional like race car simulators, live a little, do what you want. Learn to do gymnastics, sure, do whatever you want. Learn to create arts and crafts, you go. You know, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Yeah, easier said than done, but I believe in you. So, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that's what YouTube tells me to do. And look forward to further weekly trans videos. Wow. Oh, and stay hydrated and know you're valid.